Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another Obby Creator video. My name is Roro Studios, and today we're going to be building floor 9 of Tower of Super-Ception, the soul crushing tower for my JTOH ring in Obby Creator. Even though it was only like 3 weeks ago that I built the last floor of this, I mean that's kind of a while, but it feels like much longer than that for some reason. But yeah, it's time to build the next floor, the one up there. Also I'm using the screenshot mode to get rid of the UI for the intro. I don't know if that looks any better, but yeah, I randomly decided to do that. Anyway, if you have not seen the previous videos, you can find those on the channel in the playlist. Basically, this tower is Tower of Inception from JTOH, but instead of having 2 layers, it has 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The way the tower goes is you do floors 1 through 4 normally. Then you climb up a ladder to that floor up there, which is floor 5, but if you count up, it's floor 9. Then you go down. This is going to be floor 9, but it's floor 5 if you count up. And then you're going to go up to floor 10, which is going to be the finale of the tower. So my plans for this floor, it's going to be shorter than the other ones, but also harder than the other ones. I don't want to spoil too much for the finale, but the punishment for falling there is going to be similar to this floor and this floor, where if you fall, you have to do 3 10-stud wraps, and then failing there will insta-kill you, but then that will send you back to the start of that floor. It's going to be like that, but it's going to be harder than 3 10-stud wraps. Not sure what I'm going to do yet, but it is also going to send you all the way back to the start of this floor, which is floor 8. And so I want this floor to be shorter than the other ones, but also a little bit harder. Like, I don't want it to be too annoying, but I do want it to be kind of annoying, so that you have to do that every time you fail at floor 10. So what I'm going to do is just clone the frame parts from this floor, and then just put them right here. So let me do that real quick. Well, I guess while I do this, I'll talk about how the game has updated a little bit since I last played it. The building system was revamped, so it's like, it's more Roblox Studio-like, as it said in the changelog, which I read just before recording this because I was curious about what all was changed. And then there were a whole bunch of bug fixes, of course. And so, yeah, now there's a dragging tool, which I'm excited about because I've wanted that for a bit. Let me show you what that is. But first, let me get the color of this. Okay, I think I just made a mistake. I accidentally changed the colors of all of these, and now the gradient is messed up. I'll try to fix it, but I think I'm gonna have to go look at the video where I actually put these in and see what color I set it to. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that real quick because I want to get this correct. Okay, I don't think I really had to do that. I think I was just freaking out for no reason, but it was this color right there. I went back and looked at the floor 5 video where I was actually putting in the frame parts. But that is why we really need an undo button. The drag tool, when you first insert a part, it's in drag mode. It even says it down there. But previously there's no way to go back to that unless you deleted the part and then placed it again, which of course that would only have these default settings to it. But now if you do that, you click and drag it on the actual part, not on these handles. In whatever mode, you're going to actually be able to drag it around, and then you just release click to go back. Also, apparently these settings in here will now save. So like if you leave and rejoin, so like if I set this to 1 and then I were to leave and rejoin, it would stay like that. I keep it at 0.5 though, and that's the default anyway, so that wasn't really a problem for me personally, but yeah. The inner walls on here that are not the outside ones, they're raised up by 1 stud because they were on the floor up there because of the ceiling up there, and that's pretty convenient because this floor is going to be the same. Yes, it will be a safety net floor, just like the floor before this and the floor 2 floors before that. So if you fall, you will just be sent back to the start of this section. I've been building a full 100 by 100 tower in Roblox Studio, and I haven't played Obby Creator in a bit, so like I keep trying to do the Roblox Studio hotkeys and not this, but I'll get used to it in a minute. Anyway, I just put in the lava floor, and the previous floor ends right here. You drop down this little tunnel right here, so you're gonna land on a platform right here. I wanted to start off with a shadow section because I was gonna do that on the previous floor, but then I forgot. If you don't know what a shadow section is, it's basically where there's 2 shadows of the part on the wall. So like there's one right here and there's one right here, and where the 2 of them meet up, that's where the actual platform is. So this new bounding box thing, when you select multiple parts, that's really useful for this. So if I make it so that I can see this side of the bounding box right here, I can see if I'm at the right position. So there you go. When it's like that, I know that that's correct. Obviously, I gotta scale this over to that side, and there we go. Where they line up, that's where the platform is going to be. But of course, it's going to be invisible. Just like that. The shadow parts will usually be can collide false, or just out of reach, where even if you do jump on them, that doesn't benefit you in any way. But yeah. Okay, well, I just deleted those. If there was an undo button, then I could put those back. And actually, I guess now that I think about it, it would be easier to build the jumps first and then put the shadows on the wall. And now I'm going to place a couple jumps over there, but it's actually going to be one. Since this is a harder floor, naturally, we got to start it off with a 12 stud long jump. And there we go. We will make it climbable and wall boostable, I guess. If you were to put one of these on an easier tower, then you can make this slightly visible. So like I could put this at 0.9 transparency and you could just barely see it, but yeah. And you can also make these studded if you want, but I don't think I actually want to do that. I think I want these to be smooth plastic. But temporarily, for the sake of building this, I'm gonna make these platforms be visible so I can see what I'm actually doing. So we're gonna have one up to here, and then we'll do a wraparound. Just make sure it's not so high you can jump on top of it, and we won't make it too long. We'll make it like 6 studs. Actually, who am I kidding? Let's make it 9 studs. Now I'm gonna take a 1 stud and put it right here, and you're gonna jump on top of this. I think now we'll have a half stud pathway thing right over here, and then we'll continue it right there, and then we'll have the end of it be right here. Okay, now I have a funny idea for what I want to do for the last part of this shadow section. Okay, I just finished building the shadow section. I did make everything invisible and stuff, as well as added this teleporter here that will actually teleport you to the floor, and I realized I put in the wrong thing right there. This is the Obby ID if you want to try it out. You can come to here and do any of these floors. But yeah, when you come here, it says, this is the last floor before the finale of the tower. This floor may be shorter, but it will still be harder. On this floor, falling will send you back to this platform, and all semi-transparent parts can't collide falls. I haven't actually added the teleporter in, but you do that 12 stud. You do this one, which is this part right here, and you do this 9 stud wraparound. If this were farther from the wall, I would probably not make it 9 studs, but since it's so close, it's not too hard. Then you have this one, which points to right here, and then go on top of the wraparound. You can go on this. I did decide to make this part just barely visible because these things like overlap, and so that would be kind of confusing where the thing was. I guess it is semi-transparent, but it is can collide true. And then this was the funny thing I was talking about. So it's my actual face. You do the shadow section, like alignment or whatever you'd call it, and so you gotta jump like right there, and then you gotta do that until you hit the button. Assuming you don't get flung, you will do that and go right here. If you don't get that joke, that was from the 1,000 subscriber Q&A video that released a week ago. Anyway, we're now going to do a few more jumps and then go into this next layer inside here. We're going to start off with you having to jump onto this, and I'm going to clone this a couple times as well as rotate it. So there you go. You're going to jump on these, but I think I will, of course, make it harder. So I think I'm going to buff it a little bit by doing this. Oh, that's not good. I know I've said this like twice already, but we really need an undo button, especially with the drag tool, because like if you misclick, you can easily just move. Like if I had this whole frame selected and then I just accidentally misclicked and dragged it all the way over there, that would be really bad. I mean, you can revert it, but like then you have to undo a whole bunch of stuff just to undo that one thing. Anyway, now that I have those how I actually want them to, I'll play test it in a second. I'm gonna put a corner clip like this where you go through like that. I did something similar to that on floor 2, but you're going to jump onto these half stud things, and then you're gonna do the corner clip through here just like that. Okay, so I spent a few minutes messing around with the advanced tools part, and it is a new day of recording now. But I wanted to see if I could come up with anything cool. And I used 4 of them to make it like super dark and almost impossible to see. So I wanted to use that, but like see how it's taking forever to actually activate them all. Like you can only use like 3 buttons or music parts or advanced tools parts, stuff like that at once. I'm gonna have to delete one of these. But what I had changed, I made the lighting have the contrast effect. I made the fog end 50, the fog color black, there we go, and the time of day is supposed to be night, but it hasn't changed that yet. So this is the same settings I set floor 5 to, but with the contrast effect added and with the time set to night. There we go, it just did everything, and so you can see it's really hard to see, which is why I actually made these a little bit brighter. So I would like to do this, but like I can't because that won't work, so I'm gonna have to delete one of these. Okay, I just deleted fog end and fog color. I said I would only delete one, but like I might as well delete both since they go together. It's actually still almost as hard to see. The only difference is that you can kind of see the floor down there. So yeah, I think I'll go with this. But for the sake of you actually being able to see what I'm doing and for me to be able to see what I'm building, I will just build. I will reset to get rid of the effect while I actually build this. Anyway, this is the thing I had just there. And the reason I built this was because I wanted to make it so that you were standing inside of them for a longer amount of time to see if I could get that to activate it. I have no idea if that made any sense, but whatever. I think I'm gonna add walkarounds here, and I just misclicked, and there's no undo button still. I mean, maybe an undo button is actually a lot harder than it would seem, because like it would have to remember everything you do. The reason reverting your obby works is because I've never actually reverted an obby before, but I'm assuming if I click, I don't know if it's gonna delete everything if I click that. I mean, obviously it won't, but you know. I'm assuming it just looks through different data store saves for your obby, and it shows like the most recent ones. That, of course, dates back like a bunch of changes, like not just one change. This week's update was actually postponed to Sunday, as Mario said in the group, so maybe he's working on the undo button. You never know. Anyway, you just saw I added in those walkarounds, and I also put this here. How about now we do another one of those things I did a second ago. We'll do it like that. So it will look like that. Or if I want, I can actually maybe do this, so you have to go around the other side. We'll do some like one stud jumps where you have to dodge a spinning kill brick. So yeah, I'm just gonna take a one stud platform, then just copy and paste it everywhere. Now I'm going to go into moving parts, grab the spin lava. Okay, so if I turn off invincible while editing, this is what it's gonna look like. You just go across these, and yeah. I'm gonna do a conveyor wraparound, but I'm gonna make it be 2 conveyors and then go in the other direction. The wraparound's gonna be right here, and these are going in the other directions. I'll make these marked, and they'll go a little bit faster. And now I'll put in the wraparound. Let's make it stick out by 0.5 studs. Okay, that was actually way too hard, so I slowed down the conveyors and made the wraparound smaller. You know, if I want, I can make this one actually be a conveyor launch, so I can make this one actually be like 30, and then you launch yourself over there. I will need to put like a barrier right here, so you can't just jump from right here, obviously. The platform you'll land on will be right here. So again, let me test this out. Okay, it would look like that. But I guess if you timed your jump more accurately, then it would be, like I almost didn't make that, but obviously it would be closer. Okay, well I was planning to make it so you go into the next layer right here, but literally because why not? Let's go back out into the first layer, and then you'll go across up here, and then go inside the third one. I think right here, I'm also going to get rid of the lighting effects. I think that should have been long enough since you hit these ones, that it will be able to deactivate them again. I'm going to do that with a corner clip. So I just built that, as well as a jump to get up there, even though it can fling you. But so you're going to do like that. I'm going to set this back just a little bit. I want to do some truss flicks now, since the lighting effect's going to be gone. I can put these back to the regular color. There we go. So I'm just going to copy and paste a few of these, and I'll change the height of a few of them, because why not? Okay, so on this one, you can't actually do a ladder flick off, because then you'll bang your head. So you have to do that. And then if I want to make it even harder, what if I do that? Then you have to go around the back side. Yeah, I'm going to do that. There we go. And then what do I want to do? I'll probably put another corner clip right here, like I did over on this corner. I gotta make sure you can't jump to the jumps off of here from there. I think that just means I gotta put the platforms a little bit more high up. I can actually make this be a walk around, but since this is 8 studs tall, and that means there's a 7 stud gap between this and the ceiling, that means you can jump like 1 stud. So I did just make it a 2 stud, since you can jump a little bit. Although if you do still want to walk around it, you can. And then let's put a ledge jump, and then we'll make it so you go into the next layer. Okay, so inside layer 3, all I have so far is just this little ramp down here. I made that using wedges. So what I want to do now is do another one of those downward head hitter thingies. They make for interesting gameplay that's purist, so that means no client-sided objects. And now I'm going to take this part and move it down a little bit. So you're gonna do a downward head hitter onto here and then do a ledge jump. But to make it so you can't just do that, but actually make it, I'm gonna put another barrier. What you're gonna do is you're gonna come right in here and then you're gonna do that, except not walk off the platform. Like that. And I guess that one's actually kind of easier because this wall kind of helps you from stepping back too far. So what I'm gonna do is move this back. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna change it back to, I was gonna say I would move it back half a stud, but yeah, that works. I mean, I'll test it a few more times just to be sure that I didn't just get super lucky and it's actually like almost impossible. Yeah, if you fail to do it, then like you'll just go back into climbing animation. It's like if you press forward too early. So yeah, you're gonna do like that, and then you're gonna do another ledge jump like a minute ago. just like that. Then we'll do some wraparounds that I'm gonna try to make annoying. I think this is gonna be the end, because like, okay, so I'm not gonna do anything on this layer. What it's actually gonna be is it's gonna be like, you're gonna be at the top when you come inside the 4th layer, like right here. Then you're gonna drop down into like a portal, which will be right here, and that's gonna be what takes you up to floor 10. So I'm just gonna spam half studs for the last part of this floor. Okay, so I built the rest of the floor off camera, which wasn't that much, as well as built the teleporter to floor 10. Well, what will be the teleporter to floor 10. Floor 10 doesn't actually exist yet. So yeah, now I'm going to show you the whole floor start to finish. But first of all, this is the Obby ID right here if you want to try this tower out. And you can come over to the teleporter right here. So I'll go ahead and go into edit mode because I'm almost definitely going to fall. And then I'll just use my powers to just teleport back. Anyway, so it says, this is the last floor before the finale of the tower. The floor may be shorter, but it will still be harder. On this floor, falling will send you back to this platform. I removed the part about semi-transparent parts being can't collide false because that was the only semi-transparent part that was can't collide false. But yeah, I just put that sign there, which we'll get to in a second, that just says that that's can't collide false. Anyway, to start off, you have this 12 stud, then you jump right here. And then you gotta do this wraparound right here. Then you gotta jump on this stud, which is right there. And then you gotta go on top of the wraparound. And then you can go along here. And then you can jump onto this platform. Then you go right here on the shadow projection thing of my actual face. Then it says, I wouldn't recommend jumping on this button since it's can collide false, lol. That's so that you don't just not look at the thing and then just jump straight for that. Even though that technically would work, but whatever. Anyway, you gotta go like right there. That way you can hit the button. That way you can do these jumps. There we go. And now you gotta jump onto these half studs right here. That was a close one. Not that it matters because I'm just gonna teleport back anyway. But yeah, once you get here, you will corner clip in like that. And then you jump here and everything goes dark. I'll go out of edit mode so you don't, it gets rid of the outline for this part. Yeah, I added in these lights because it was actually way harder to see than I was thinking while I was building it. But yeah, I made it a little bit easier to tell what you're doing. After you do that jump, you then go across this. A lot of these you can just like skip. And then you go down here. I think I'll go out of edit mode again. Then you have this conveyor wrap. Just like that. And then you go on this half stud. Then you do this head hitter up to right here. And then you can corner clip out and the lighting effect will go away. And then you gotta go on these trusses. So you do a ladder flick on all of them except for this part where you have to go like that. Well, I guess you wouldn't have to do a ladder flick right there. You could just jump off, but yeah. Then you corner clip through here again. There we go. And then you gotta jump up here, but you do have to go into climbing animation. And then right here, you do a ledge jump. And then it says, lol, nice lag high jump. You may pass if you didn't take that shortcut. So that shortcut was if you're down here, you could probably lag high jump up to here. I did raise this up one stud because you were able to just jump up to there. I'm pretty sure you can't regular high jump or anything, but yeah. Lag high jump is where you freeze your game by like holding down click up at the top. Yeah, and then you do some weird thing to make it so you jump higher. I've never actually been able to pull it off, but I know that it's possible. Anyway, you come down here, and then you do this downward head hitter. There we go. And then you have another ledge jump. Then you jump across all these half studs. Once you get here, you have wraparounds. And you also have to dodge all these barriers that are in the way. I'm going to make this one be fully visible. That was so that you can't jump from here straight to here. And so you do that, and then you gotta do that. And once you get here, then it says, jumping into this portal will send you to the finale of the tower, floor 10. Next floor will be a big challenge, so take a deep breath and jump in when you're ready. So when you jump in, it says, floor 10 doesn't exist yet, lol. Because that will be the next tower of Super-Ception video. If we go back right here, the way I did this was I placed a bunch of semi-transparent parts, starting from transparency 0, going up 0.05 transparency until I got to the last one, which is 0.95. Then there was no use of putting in the 1 transparency because that's completely invisible. Then just put in parts with the smoke particle effect and the sparkle particle effect. and set the colors how I wanted them, and then I threw in the teleporters and set their location over there, which of course is going to change, obviously. So yeah, that is building Tower of Super-Ception Floor 9. I hope you enjoyed, and be sure to stay tuned for the next one, which is going to be Floor 10. But don't worry, that is not going to be the last Tower of Super-Ception video. I plan to make that floor really long, so I'm probably, in fact, going to split it up into 2 episodes. Then I'm going to do a whole nother episode of like nerfing and buffing some parts of the tower, as well as like adding detail and stuff. Final video is going to be showing the entire tower start to finish, like I did with the Citadel a while ago. Again, right here is the Obby ID, and if you enjoyed, please remember to leave a like and also subscribe down below. So I'll see you in the next video, and have a great day.